Hey. All right, here we go. In three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to episode 213 of the WrassleCast. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'm joined by my SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Dee Jonay.
Hey, friend.
How are you, friend?
I'm good.
I know your Thanksgiving was good.
Um, yeah, my brother bought over Parcheesi, but we didn't play Parcheesi, so I'm very sad that I don't get to tell you all about black people playing Parcheesi in the year 2018. Because
Yeah, that's
I figure I'm the only one on in North Carolina who would be playing. I mean, North America. I'm sorry, who would be playing Parcheesi in 2018.
that's old school black folks fun.
I asked my mother, who's an old school black woman, how you play Parcheesi? I don't know. It's been that long because people don't play Parcheesi. But it's a family game now, so we'll probably play it when the nephews come.
Okay, all
I
right.
guess. I don't know. Them instructions were very long.
Did you make anything for this year's Thanksgiving dinner?
Well, of course, I made the mac and cheese.
Oh, okay.
I
Congrats
always
to
make
you.
the mac and cheese. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll give you a hint. Don't buy pre-shredded cheese. Step one. Step two, use your food processor to shred the cheese, not your box grater like your granny make you use. Life changing.
There you go, folks. Cooking with Dee Jonay podcast coming here soon on CSPN. We're joined by the WrassleCast broadcast journalist himself, none other than Magnum Prime. What's going on, Greg?
Yeah, I'm just over here in shock at the cheese life hack. That just completely altered my reality. I gotta try that now.
Changes everything.
uh,
Sure.
is is there anything else that you'd like to give the people about the mac and cheese recipe there so they can get it? What do you prefer, the creamy or the like baked? What's your
Who,
preference there?
me?
Yes. To,
Oh, we are a baked household.
okay.
I'll bust out your good craft shells and cheese for the nephews because they don't got no good taste buds. But for holiday season, all of that bechamel, which is flour and butter. Then you put your milk, whole milk. Then you like put in your shredded, not from a bag, cheese, about 2/3 of it. I've seen a few recipes. All of them are basically about the same. You start with the bechamel, you add the cheese, boom, it becomes a Mornay sauce. You can call it a Mornay sauce, and then you'll feel very fancy. Yes. So you add the seasonings that you like, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, maybe a lot of bit of pepper. Worcestershire sauce if you're about that life. It's not necessary, but it adds a little something. You gonna undercook your noodles because they're gonna cook further in the oven. So don't get them mushy, because then the whole thing will be mushy. Learn from me. If you want to buy, listen, if you want to be a thug and just use like Velveeta blocks because you really like that processed cheese, I've done it. It's okay, especially when you mix it with the real cheese. It doesn't be that bad, but you can buy creamy real cheese and get that same streaky effect. All that is like mozzarella, and it'll strain like you do on a pizza. Sharp cheddar mozzarella, and then just do what you want. Don't do like blue cheese or feta. Don't be an idiot. But yeah, any other kind of cheese. Easy.
Thank you, Miss Dee Jonay.
You're
Hopefully,
welcome.
you know, that will help some ladies out there with some things they've maybe been struggling with to get that perfect pan of mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a game changer once you get chose. Just continue perfecting that.
Tell you what, I made it for my brother's baby's mama's family. At Christmas, it was Christmas. And they live up in Maine. They're awfully Caucasian. The other things on the menu were boiled pearl onions as a side dish. Um, Pickled asparagus, you know. And so here I come with my mac and cheese, and I had sprinkled bacon on top because I was feeling very fancy, you know. And so the guy was like, is their uncle on their mom's side. He was like, "Oh, if I wasn't already married," I was like, "Oh, that's all it take. Mac and cheese with a little bit of bacon on top." Ooh, his wife was annoyed. They're divorced now. But anyway, mac and cheese, change your life.
With bacon on top might even cause a divorce.
Listen, especially if it's that thick cut bacon.
Well, if you ever find the price of that honey baked ham bacon, then it's really on, huh?
I still can't find it. We might have to update next week. Part two.
The, the WrassleCast is a part of the CSPN. You can find us on the web at cspn.us. You can also find us on Stitcher Radio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Spotify. So we've got some news this week. As on November 5th, we had some trademarks that were filed by All Elite Wrestling, LLC, which has the same address as the NFL's Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are owned by the Khan family, and the son of the owner, Tony Khan, has been heavily rumored behind backing this venture. So the trademarks that have been filed for are All Elite Wrestling, AEW All Out, AEW, Double or Nothing, Tuesday Night Dynamite, AEW Double or Nothing. The group most discussed behind the venture are Nick and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks, and Cody Rhodes. Hence the references to Elite and Double or Nothing, a reference that Cody Rhodes made after the group put on their first pay-per-view All In. Jackson's, Cody Rhodes, and Kenny Omega are, of course, set to become free agents in January. Chris Jericho and Jim Ross were also linked to the group, but have downplayed and denied any involvement. So, G, they went from having the idea of let's do a pay-per-view to, let's do a promotion.
Yeah, and if I could take the next step, seems like somebody may have some television time somewhere.
Oh yeah, you got some more news?
Well, I don't have any news, but I would think that would be the next logical step.
Oh yeah. They probably whatever WGN I think hosted their little pre-show part that they got, where you don't really need per se television time, because that being the Elite is so strong on streaming. They could go that route too as well. Also,
That's true. But now, what is their app that they're a part of right now for streaming? If is it
I think it's
FTIE?
the Fight Network. Yeah.
I wonder they would want to do something with the Zone because they're out there, giving Canelo over 300 million for his fights. If they have that type of money, they may be interested in wrestling also.
Yeah, if they got that type of money, they would be looking for content for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new world, man, because TV ain't necessarily it. It'd be nice just because you could get that money from those, advertisers and those networks, and that money's pretty much solid. Whereas, who knows if this thing can really pay Canelo this 300 million? They're gonna really get that many subscribers, to see him fight, if they don't already have that cash somewhere to give him. But this could be fun. I don't know, if it's going to be successful, but at least it's something that's going to have people talking.
It's another option for people
Right.
who need one.
Right. And that they're all coming up to be free agents. That would be a power move as well. Just to be like, nope, we're not going nowhere. We're going to start our own organization. We ain't going to choose anybody. ROH, we're done with you. New Japan, we're done with you. WWE, nope, we're never coming, because we're going to put together like a wrestling show put together by wrestlers, creative done by wrestlers, and, smart people to wrestling. that could be really, really interesting. Miss Didi,
Sure.
you got any thoughts on that? Cody Rhodes trying to get his own wrestling company going.
I mean, competition won't be a bad thing. I mean, it kind of, sort of, but not really worked for Jeff Jarrett for a little while. So why not Cody Rhodes?
Yeah.
I
So
guess.
good luck to those guys. If this really is, you know, something that's moving forward and getting set in motion, everything points to it that it is. So um, if they can, deliver and get a good talent roster, get some people are interested in seeing the initial, uh, programs and things will definitely have a strong uh, viewing. And then once that happens, you just got to keep the people that you get the eyes on it, just keep them hooked. And that might not be that hard if you have a good product. So we'll move on to the Monday Night Rawcast report. Thanks to everybody who came and joined us this week in the live chat. We appreciate it. Raw was from Milwaukee, Wisconsin this week. So we start off with Corbin, Leo Rush, Bobby Lashley, and Drew McIntyre. They're in the ring. Corbin runs down the fans about how much, carbs they took in for Thanksgiving, while, those three guys and Leo Rush, they care about their bodies and they look great. Then he starts talking about how great he's been as GM. They start sharing their thanks, including the, savage beating they gave Braun last week. They show footage of the beatdown. Then Corbin said he sent a camera crew to see Braun getting prepped for surgery. So they show Braun in the hospital room. Braun shows off his bruised and battered elbow. He says he wished he was at Raw to get revenge. His doctor says he's never seen an injury this bad or an arm this big. Braun says he plans to return at 100% and give the men that hurt him these hands. So first and foremost, that looked pretty nasty. Braun's elbow and arm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Corbin's bragging in the ring that Braun won't be cleared for TLC. And he says that when he doesn't show up, he'll win via forfeit. He says you're either with Corbin or you're against him. Then all of a sudden, the lights go out. Nothing happens for seemed like 15 seconds, but it's probably only like 5. I thought it was Bray Wyatt. But nope. We hear the strum of a guitar, and it's Elias. Elias arrives and says that these idiots in the ring need to understand that WWE stands for Walk with
With
Elias.
Elias.
Elias then says that anyone would be a better GM than Corbin.
Mm.
He, he calls Bobby Lashley Bobby Trashley. And then he starts singing the song that Bobby Lashley sucks. So, Didi, rate the performance of Elias this week.
5 stars.
We get a Lashley versus Elias match. Elias heads up top. That big Macho Man elbow drop connects, but Leo Rush pulls out the ref for the DQ. But nope. Baron Corbin now says that this is a no disqualification match. Elias fights off the heels. He gets his guitar, and Corbin makes the save. Lashley destroys the guitar, and Corbin hits Elias with chair shots. They beat down Elias with a Claymore by Drew. Drew then pummels Elias with strikes. Drew then Alabama slams Elias onto the steps. Lashley then takes a lap around the ring, a la Braun Strowman, and he spears Elias. Back in the ring, Lashley poses, and then he covers Elias for the win. It did a lot to my poor man Elias, and then they remembered, oh yeah, we still can pin him. Like, damn.
So rude.
Backstage, Corbin fires a production assistant for turning off the lights for Elias. He then meets with Alexa Bliss, and she says that he's doing an amazing job, and she is here to help. Corbin then puts her in charge of the whole women's division. We get a video of Dean Ambrose with his personal physician. He's getting a checkup and he isn't at Raw tonight. He knows that Seth is happy, and that's why he's doing that uh, Intercontinental Open Challenge tonight. Dean mocks the fans and says that he's getting a flu and rabies shot. He says there's nothing that can wash away Seth's sins and no medicine that can heal him. At TLC, he will put Seth out of his misery. Then, after the video of Dean, Corey tries to ask Renee about Dean's state of mind, and she has no answer.
She said, I don't know why you think my husband talks to me.
She'd just be like, hey, he hasn't talked to me a lot this week. Hey, it's hard for me to know what's going on in his head. He doesn't talk to me a lot. That's always funny. The Corey Graves is like, you got to know something, Renee. You got to know something. They had all these close-ups of Dean Ambrose, I couldn't help but notice that he might have moved into the Miss Didi Jonay Bearded Bay list.
He's close. He's close.
Okay. We move on to Didi Jonay's new favorites, the Lucha House Party. Do you understand it yet?
No.
Okay. Just give it a couple more weeks. You'll get it.
It's weird. Why is it a party?
They have pinatas. Whenever there's pinatas, it's a party.
Are they opening the pinatas?
They do sometimes take the pinatas and burst them over people's heads.
Well, see, that's a party. Yeah. Okay.
So we have the Lucha House Party versus the Revival. Grand Metal Elite takes control and he tags in Lince Dorado, and the Luchas work triple teams. Dawson cuts off Kalisto, and then Dash works a gory special. Kalisto fights back, he falls down, and the Luchas work triple teams again, and the Shooting Star Press finishes my man Dawson. So the Revival out here still doing the jobs. They hype Laura Sullivan as the hottest free agent in wrestling. Then Nia Jax and Tamina arrive. Nia claims that the Raw women are thankful for her. Jax is thankful for breaking Becky's face. And she says the man is no match for the face breaker. And she took away her match with Ronda Rousey. Nia then claims that Rousey's been in a tailspin ever since they faced each other at Money in the Bank. She then shows Charlotte kicking the shit out of Rousey at Survivor Series. Nia continues, then she starts mocking Ronda Rousey with the mean face and the I'm angry and ooh, I got a smile. Didi, what'd you think about that?
She's boring.
Yeah, I didn't think the promo hit.
And
Jax.
she doesn't know how to emphasize things correctly. And her voice is just generally like kind of hesitant. Like you gotta learn to say with your chest, Nia.
Nia claims that she's been nothing but great and that she's at the top of the mountain. Ronda Rousey arrives and says that Nia did win the Battle Royal and praises her punching power, and that, changed things with one punch. But Nia's luck is about to run out, and at TLC, she'll rip her arm off and slap Charlotte Flair with it. But she's eager to fight, and Rousey is ready, and so she offers Nia a title shot right here and now. Nia declines, noting that she could beat her right now, and then she kind of stalls. Tamina looks to attack, but Natalya arrives and is instantly jumped by the Riot Squad. And then Ronda has to make the save.
Shit is so stupid. Because I was like, why would Natty come out? And I was like, oh, to get her ass whipped. Okay, cool, got it. Because did Ronda come out when she was getting her ass whipped by the Riot Squad last week? No.
Hell to the no.
Exactly. Don't help people who won't help you.
Words to live
by.
Science. G Money, what did you feel about Nia's in-ring promo?
I wasn't impressed by it, but that's not saying a lot for the entire episode. So
Right.
She's about par for the course at that point.
We have the AOP versus Rude and Gable in a Raw tag team title match. Drake Maverick is backstage. He's in the bathroom with Bobby Roode's robe. Drake Maverick puts the robe in the toilet and he pees on it. AOP then runs a distracted, take your drink,
Hey.
Bobby Roode into Chad Gable, and then they finish him with the net breaker power bomb combo. And somewhere Vince McMahon is like, ha, 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 I love it. Okay, Dee.
Mm.
Remember last week you were like, I'm not really mad at this person. I'm not really mad at that person. I'm mad at Drake because he's not standing up for himself to say, I'm just not going to do it, dog.
Yes.
Yeah, I think this week I'm on your side.
See.
This is awful.
Thank you.
Alexa Bliss, she meets with Bayley and Sasha Banks and she offers them an open forum tonight. Kurt Hawkins is announced as the person who will be replacing Braun Strowman in the mixed match challenge.
Yo, this mismatch challenge this year is like, were you around in like elementary school and they made you do country dancing and you had to switch partners and
Yeah.
promenade and dosey do? Ain't that what this is? Like, has anybody had the same partner the whole way through besides like Naomi and Jimmy?
Bailey and Finn have been
I
pretty
swear, like
consistent.
everybody else is like switching out, switching back. Not him, not her. Not that one.
Yeah,
Because it was like
Ember.
it was Bronnon and Alexa, and then it was
Mm-hmm.
Bronnon,
Ember.
Ember, and now it's Ember and that's shade. Let's just be clear. That's shady as fuck. How you go from Braun to fucking Kurt Hawkins, who hasn't won anything in ever? Like that's crazy.
Just lets you know about the sense of humor of some of those people who make the decisions over there. But Ember Moon faces off against Alicia Fox.
Black girls.
Fox hits a big boot and covers for two. The net breaker follows for a 2 count. Fox then grounds things and she locks on the sleeper. Ember escapes and then she lays in strikes. The tornado suplex follows, and then the eclipse finishes things off, and Ember Moon is your winner. Post match, No Way Jose and the Conga line arrived to celebrate. Ember Moon wanted no parts of that. None
She
whatsoever.
got into it. I saw her smiling.
So No Way Jose versus Jinder Mahal. Mahal grounds things, but Jose fires back. He hits a high cross and clotheslines. Mahal stuns him off the ropes, but the Colossus finishes it to end things for No Way Jose. Jinder Mahal gets the win. Seth Rollins has his open challenge, and it's answered by Dolph Ziggler.
What a surprise.
Dolph avoids the blackout and hits zigzag for a 2. Dolph doesn't follow up. Instead, he starts trash talking Seth. Rollins cradles him for a 2 count. Dolph hits a DDT and he heads up top. Rollins pops up. He hits the superplex and he goes into the Falcon Arrow. And Seth Rollins gets the pin and defends his Intercontinental title. So it was cool to see him actually win a match with that combination.
Yeah, because he doesn't ever win a match with that.
Right.
So that
So the
was
next
cool.
time he doesn't win a match with that, it'll be an even better near fall.
Mm-hmm.
Alexa Bliss has given Bayley and Sasha Banks an open forum to address their fans. Alexa arrives and says she's in charge of the women's division, and that's why she's doing this. Charlie is at ringside to get fan questions. The first question is how they would change the division. Bayley says that she is proud of the division and she just wants more opportunities. Banks says that she would ship Alexa Bliss back to SmackDown. Alexa gets annoyed and she tries to stir the pot, trying to cause issues between the two friends. Bailey says Banks is wrong and she'd send Alexa Bliss back to hell. Then Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, and Mickey James arrive and they attack Bailey and Sasha Banks. But Bailey and Sasha Banks, they make a comeback and they clean house, and Alexa Bliss is just left smiling. Dee, your
Mhm.
thought?
I was watching it, but I wasn't focused on it because it was achingly boring. It didn't mean anything. And why are we taking questions from the audience?
It was a
It's
forum.
stupid.
It's like when you have a panel and
It's
there's people up
dumb. It's dumb. And if anybody asks you what improvements the division needs and you don't say more titles, you're dumb.
there.
Well
It was a
said.
perfect time for you to say tag titles. Duh. But no, instead, she said she'll send Alexa back to hell when everybody knows Ohio is hell. Wait, let me stop. Ohio is a wonderful state.
Main event time. Finn Balor. He's facing Baron Corbin. Balor manages a DDT and he follows with the John Woo, but he misses a double stomp. Corbin, of course, then makes the match a handicap match and he brings out Drew. Finn Balor runs wild for a bit, but then Drew cuts him off and slams him into the barricade. Back in, Drew hits the Claymore for the win. After the match, Corbin, Drew, and Lashley beat down Finn Balor. And that was the worst Monday Night Raw in a very long, long, long time.
It's just not good.
They got all these great people, all these great wrestlers. They got more talent as far as athletic ability and, just pure bodies that they've ever had
Yes,
with the worst creative they've ever had. It is so bad. I don't think, ugh, it's bad.
it's like, mm, it's like they all need to be fired. Even if it is Vince, like somebody needs to lock him in, I don't know, a porta potty to where he can't get out and control this shit because it's awful. I'm talking little to no redeeming qualities in 3 fucking hours of TV. It's way too long to be that terrible.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they did take it. Vince did take us to the porta potty.
No, I want him to be in the porta potty.
Oh, oh.
And then I want Triple H to run it correctly. Or whoever runs SmackDown, they can do double duty. Like, it's just so bad. And I feel bad for you all because it's allegedly the A show. And it's three
Yeah.
hours of crap.
A,
Like
A
it's
for
one thing.
ass.
Yeah,
That's
A
what
for
it is.
ass. Like it's one thing if your show is bad and it's an hour, but it's like it's bad and it's 3 hours. It's like watching a football game and the score is like 0-0 at the end of the fourth quarter. You're like, what did I watch this for? What was the point of this? Nothing matters, no stakes, not even interesting. It'd be one thing if it was like stupid, but at least the matches were entertaining. Nothing's entertaining. Maybe they have sads. Like maybe the seasons are affecting them. They need vitamin D.
Maybe they needed Roman more than they thought.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Hmm. No, they wish they had Kevin Owens right now
Oh yeah, they don't have Kevin or Sammy. Mm.
or Bray Wyatt.
Where is Bray?
He's just chilling.
He trying to get back with his wife?
I,
Recommit to the family?
I don't know about that. I know he had some issues going to the airport, and so he's in an accident, and so they were kind of like, "Yo, you need to slow down." So they kind of yanked him off everything.
Rehab. Oh my bad. That's it out loud.
And they're supposed to be trying to repackage him with something new. So we'll see.
It'd be cool if he went by his real name because Wyndham Rotunda is a perfect wrestling name.
It'd be cool if he was studying some Dusty Rhodes tapes and tried to be like the modern day Dusty Rhodes, like a good guy.
Why? Why does the Wikipedia say that he returned at Starcade?
Oh, they didn't air that. It must have been the part that they didn't show.
They said he had a match against Baron Corbin
Oh yeah, they didn't show that.
in a no DQ match. They don't say who won, but
Yeah, they
So
didn't show that.
he's working the rust off then.
Yeah,
mm.
Bigger debut.
yeah. So that's good.
And his Wikipedia says he is in a relationship with JoJo. He was previously married and has two children from that marriage.
Well, all right.
So they are wiki official. Yes. She's only
Huh.
24? Gross.
Well, how old is he? It shouldn't be that much of a difference.
Oh, he's only 31. It's still a
Yeah,
little gross,
yeah,
but
I
it's
didn't
not a
think he was
lot of
that
growth.
old.
You know how like I was born in the 80s, so like anybody who's born in the 90s, it just sounds wrong. Even if the age isn't really like that bad. It's just
Gotcha.
like 90 what? Ew. Go away, child. It's like, oh, you're actually an adult legally. How about that? Oh yeah, that's not bad.
That's what the numbers say.
I mean, allegedly.
Jerry Lawler is like, what? He has no problem.
Well, Jerry Lawler and Ric Flair, they're just saying no.
Did you listen to the something to wrestle with from this past week?
I
I
don't know
haven't
what that
listened to
is.
it yet. I'm kind
Okay.
of backed up. I'm working there. The episodes are so long.
Yeah,
It
but
takes a while.
that this week's episode they talk about 1993 and what happened to Jerry Lawler specifically.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you know what? I might have to bump that up in the line of shows that I need to listen to. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, Miss Dee Dee Janae, we'll turn it over to you at this time for the SmackDown Matters report, the official A show.
Okay, the real A show, the real interesting show. You know, they're in Minneapolis. They kick off the show welcoming back the man, Becky Lynch. Somebody noted that she has new Titantron. What do you call it?
Graphics.
Graphics. That's the word. She has new graphics. They specifically say the man. It's popping. The crowd's happy to see her. Becky says, you know, when you're the hottest thing in the industry, any time away is too much time away. She said she invaded Raw, kicked ass, and is now ready to get back into action. She couldn't perform at Survivor Series, so Charlotte had to fight for her. So then Becky calls out Charlotte. She comes. She's in her bad bitch makeup, a little bit darker, a little more plum, a little less natural. It's lit. Becky tells Charlotte to give Ronda the beat. Told Charlotte to give Ronda the beating she gave her, and while she came close, she didn't do it quite that way because had she done it correctly, Ronda wouldn't have been able to stand and walk around and fight the very next day, which is what Don said. Remember?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did. They be knowing. So Becky said that Charlotte had to channel Lynch to try and get the job done. Charlotte said, "No, girl, I'm just being Charlotte Flair," and gave Ronda what she deserved. She's more capable because she is genetically superior. Remember that was her thing when she first got here. Becky says Charlotte went from imitating her old man to imitating the man. Becky is glad she hit Charlotte so hard that she remembered who she was because remember Charlotte used to be an asshole. So Becky's like, I'm glad you got back to being who you are. So then Charlotte says that Becky is actually copying her old man, Rick, and is still riding her coattails. She says that she fought for herself because Becky couldn't do it, and she'll fight her right now. So Paige's like, no, no, no. Y'all have a match at TLC, and it'll be a TLC match. Yay. So, are we happy about that? We're happy about that.
That's awesome.
I think so too. So Mandy Rose comes out with the other heels, Sonya, Zelina, the double iconics, and she's like, they could have done what Charlotte did, but they get ignored. Basically, because Paige had made intimations like Charlotte was the only one, and she's like, "No, girl, we all could have beat Charlotte. We all got that fire. We all have that passion." And so then the good people come out, Naomi, Carmella, Lana, and Asuka. And she's like, I don't really agree with Mandy too much on much of any. First of all, wait, backtrack. Naomi looked like the snackiest of snacks.
Yes,
Okay?
she did.
She had on an
Mm.
all black cast suit, long wavy black hair, and then had like the glow boots on. Oh, she did that. So she says that rarely, but this time she will agree with Mandy. And obviously, we have the skills to get at Ronda, and we deserve a shot. And so Becky's like, cool, form a line, I beat all your asses, whatever. And Paige is like, I'm happy about your passion. So what I'll do instead is book a battle royal with all of y'all, and whoever wins that will get put into the TLC match. So it will now be a triple threat TLC match. That'll be later. That'll be your main event. In the meantime and in between time, there's a non-title match between the Bar and the Usos. Jimmy and Cesaro, or Sheamus, one of them, they head up top, but Cesaro cuts one of them off, and then Sheamus blocks a splash, cradles the other Uso for two. The Usos are looking like snacks too. Gray beards. What? Yes. Anyway, there's a double team white noise that gets cut off, and then Jimmy cradles Cesaro for two. Then they hit Enziguris and super kicks and the big splash for the win. Backstage, New Day mocks The Miz for losing last week. They argue about survivors because didn't he lose to like boots and pants?
Yeah,
Jimmy and Johnny boots and pants.
last week. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So New Day are mocking The Miz for losing to a jobber. They argue about Survivor Series, and Miz is like, "But of course I can beat y'all." So he's going to meet with Shane and get a match. It is revealed that Big E is a closet Marine movie fan. I think that's accurate. I
That's
don't know that I'm surprised about that.
the Miz plus the New Day equals ratings.
Gold.
This shit was
Just
so funny.
like when you're good, when you've got charisma and you're good on the mic, good things can happen out of bullshit. Unfortunately, you people don't have anything like that on Raw. Anyway, AJ says for 14 days he's been without the WWE title, and it feels longer than the 371 that he had the title. He hates losing, especially the way he lost to Daniel Bryan. He knew there was a target on his back, and he's not bothered with how Daniel Bryan won, but he's very upset over the post match attack, which put him out of action. He watched Daniel Bryan give his explanation last week, and AJ thinks it's bullshit, and he can't wait to smash Daniel Bryan's face at TLC. He calls him out, but Daniel Bryan isn't there. He is because he doesn't take nights off. And so when Daniel Bryan rolls out of his hyperbaric chamber, because remember that's what Daniel Bryan said he had to do to get back into the ring. Once he gets out of the chamber, brings that title to TLC, it's gonna belong to AJ Styles. Do we care? Are we interested? Was it good build up?
That was a good promo. I liked it.
Okay. It's better than anything Raw had.
The first 12 minutes of this show was better than anything Raw had.
I know. You started in with the women, and it's still better than 3 hours of everybody else on Raw. Uh, I swear. It's amazing. Anyway, Nakamura versus Rusev. Nakamura attacks Rusev before the bell even rings, before they even get into the ring. He has already hit Rusev with a Kinshasa that sends him to the floor. He hits another Kinshasa. There is no match because Nakamura just wanted to whoop that ass because that's what heels do. It's the 20th anniversary of Jeff Hardy, I guess his debut in the WWE. So they have put the roster on the stage. They have put in the ring blown up pictures of Jeff Hardy. Michael Cole from Raw is here to interview Jefferson. Who would have thought out of the TLC teams that Jeff is the sole survivor in terms of working mostly a full time schedule in 2018? I just want you to know I didn't think it would be him. I'd have put money on Christian.
Oh, really? Captain Charisma.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Yeah,
he like, like he seemed like he could have been a mid card guy for a long time. Like once things happened. Remember he left WWE for a while, and I think he went to
right.
like TNA.
He sure did.
He had a long solo career. I remember.
Yeah,
And
he
so
did.
I could have easily seen him coming back into Raw and being like an IC champion at some point, fighting Dolph Ziggler during those quiet years where nobody was really giving him so much. But I could have seen him working a lot longer than he did.
Hmm.
So out of like the Dudleys, they're bigger men. So if somebody had a bad knee, I wouldn't be shocked. Edge was doing team too much, so I figured hurt himself or get stabbed because he being a thought out here. And then the Hardys, I just knew one of them was gonna break their neck. So
Or the lifestyle outside the ring was gonna get him.
I didn't say break their neck in the ring. I just said break their neck. They sit up there being country boys out in the fields of North Carolina. Like anything could have happened to them. So yeah, from the outside looking in, I definitely thought Christian had the best chance of being there 20 years later. But no, it's young Jefferson. There's a video of all of his accomplishments. He's there, Jeff is getting emotional due to the crowd response and the respect of his peers. He thanks the audience. He can't believe what he's accomplished and the crazy things he's done, which has been a lot. Excuse me. He's had some great career highlights and some horrible lows. But through it all, the fans stuck with him and he's grateful. He shared his love for the wife and kids. Says this is no retirement speech. He doesn't know what the future holds, but says they can find out together. I think that's beautiful. But Samoa Joe interrupts and congratulates Jeff, which lies. He apologizes for being late and was preparing a toast, but that isn't the best idea around Jeff. Listen, that shit, like you don't have to just start off like that. You could have eased into it a little bit.
You see when Shane came up there and tried to take the microphone from him, he was smiling like, "Come on, man, it's the truth, the
That
truth."
is awful. He says Jeff's video was great because Jeff likely doesn't remember any of it. Joe doesn't celebrate weakness or second chances. Jeff has made the people cheer, but just as many times he let them down. Oh shit, people like you never change. And the next time you feel weak, Samoa of the Joes will be there to offer his hand and it won't be painless. Jeff said, look, bitch, you ain't gonna rain on my parade on tonight. He still is in the moment and he wants to make a moment with Joe on tonight. And Joe's like, no, friend, won't be doing that. So did we like it? Did we love it? Was it the setup of something new and interesting?
Oh, this was the shit right here, man. Samoa Joe came out there and just wrecked shop. He took three lines and got everybody like, "Ooh, I want to see this match now." I didn't know I wanted to see this match a minute and a half ago.
You know, when I think to the brand split, I think Raw thought that they were getting like all of the A people that had all of the star quality, but SmackDown got all the people who are good on the mic. And
Yep.
so, like, when you have that time and you've got people who can get you where you need to be, create those next steps, build it, and make it seem interesting, time goes by so much quicker and it doesn't feel like a chore to get through things. Because what does Miz and Kofi have to do with anything? Nothing at all. But we care about their match because it's going to be entertaining because they're entertaining. So, to their match, Miz removes a buckle pad, Big E covers it up with pancakes, a resourceful king. And Kofi gets the roll up for two. Miz takes out Xavier and Francesca and claims Big E attacked him. Then Miz gets a chair. Xavier takes it, and then there's a trouble in Paris. Wait, that sounds like a distraction. Yes. Xavier takes it. There's a trouble in paradise from Kofi, and that's that on that. Mm, mm, mm.
Take your drink. Take your drink.
That was absolutely a distraction. Anyway, Orton is here to address his recent attack on Rey Mysterio. He's carrying the mask from Rey that he snatched off his face last week. He says they think he's heard that people think his actions are disrespectful and disturbing and racist. I'm just saying that, just because, he's all lives. So I'm sure somebody said it was probably racist that he tried to attack a little Mexican dude. I'm extrapolating. He says, no, I would use the adjective euphoric. He never understood the big deal about the piece of trash he ripped off Ray's face. He doesn't care about the history of the mask, but he's not trying to disrespect the culture. He's trying to disrespect Ray himself. right? And he wants to knock him off the pedestal that fans have put him on. All Rey Mysterio is to Randy Orton is another victim. So Ray arrives. He's got a neck brace on. They brawl on the floor until Orton repeatedly slams Ray to the barricade. He rips at the mask, but he absolutely takes off the neck brace. Ray keeps fighting, manages to hit a 619 and another one, grabs the chair, and wants to like play to the crowd. And while he's doing that, Orton revives himself, cuts him off, and hits the draping DDT. Well, that's that on that. Then he takes Ray to the floor and continues to beat that ass, and then he attacks the throat with the chair some more, and the agents have to come in to make the save.
Vicious. Randy
Mm-mm-mm.
Orton is just so vicious.
I mean, you gotta play to your strengths. You gotta be yourself.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. Shane is texting, and Miz arrives. He's angry. He says he can't will this team into reality on his own and needed Shane tonight to fend off New Day. Shane is like, but we're not a team, though. While Miz says they are bonded forever, and the best in the world trophy is their child. In case you haven't noticed, Shane is in reality, and Miz is in another place where he and Shane are co-winners of the best in the world and are now tag teams in life. Right? Right. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's what we're working with. Next, there's a T. This is the main event, the TLC qualifier battle royale. There's Amanda, Sonya, and Asuka, Naomi, Alana. Who's the little one?
Zelina Vega.
Zelina. I couldn't think of her name. And I might be missing people. We'll get there. Mandy and Sonya attack Asuka while Naomi is down. Naomi makes the save and hits a rear view and a disaster kick. Mandy fights back. They both work to the apron, and Manny needs the post and gets eliminated almost immediately. Sonya then runs up and kicks Naomi in the back, and everybody yells in the crowd because they're pissed, which made me happy. So at that point, we've kind of glanced over Zelina and Lana, but Zelina was the first one out. That's that. The double iconics also were out. They got knocked out by Asuka. That was great. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. It's a great match. But final two standing are Asuka and Sonya. Of course, at that point, you're assuming that Asuka wins, but sometimes they like to throw you a curveball, so you have to wonder. So there's a back and a forth. Sonya looks to eliminate Asuka. Mandy tries to help out as Asuka's laying the kicks to Sonya. So Asuka ends up standing on the apron. She pulls Sonya onto the apron. They're trading strikes and kicks, and they're both rocked. And then on the outside apron, Asuka hits a knee strike that if it hurt me all the way in DC, like it hurt me. And Sonya fell to the ground. And Asuka is your winner. The crowd goes wild. Becky and Charlotte, who are down near the commentary table, are looking, and they don't look very happy about this. But everybody else is very happy about this.
Asuka. Asuka. Asuka.
Now,
Remember
I.
how a week
Hmm?
ago, a couple of weeks ago, you were talking about how the crowd had never forgotten Asuka. They never,
Yeah.
no matter how bad they were treating her,
Mm-hmm.
they were still just waiting. So
Mm-hmm.
finally paid off.
Finally. And now we're in a situation where like Charlotte's a non-factor. By that I mean the WWE is always gonna love Charlotte. They're always gonna give her chances. But this is truly like a Becky Asuka thing. And now you're like, who's gonna win? Is it Becky? Is it Asuka? Or do they both get fucked over and is it Charlotte? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like no,
Intrigue.
yeah. And then it's like any answer is frustrating because if Becky wins, that means Asuka doesn't win, and that's sad. If Asuka wins, that means that's momentum stop for Becky. That sucks. And if Charlotte wins, that fucks both of them over, and that sucks. And so it's like, ah, oh, what do we do? What do we do?
Yeah,
It's
should be a
it's
lot of fun.
entertaining. I know you're not familiar with that if you watch Raw, but
Something that everybody needs to get familiar with, though, DD. That's our
Mm-hmm.
Patreon page at CSPN.
Mm-hmm.
Go over to patreon.com/CSPN Media. Become a backstage member. It's just $3 a month. You can check out exclusive content provided by all of the podcasts here at CSPN, exclusive videos, podcasts, exclusive content, some good stuff over there, videos of Bad and Boozy podcast. You can see those ladies live and in living color. Uh, Crown and Collards do their Bring It Back. They do their music segments over on Patreon now, so you can listen to them review old albums and talk about, times and eras of music. They just had one about New Jack Swing that's up on Patreon. So please, again, head over to patreon.com/CSPN Media. Check out the Patreon page and become a CSPN Backstage Pass member. Last review this week, NXT, and they were in San Jose. So we start off with Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan versus the Mighty. Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan get the win with a roll up. After the match, the Mighty jump the winners to the crowd chanting, "You still suck." Didi, you'll be interested in this. Kari Sane, Io Shirai, and Dakota Kai were interviewed about why they got involved in the match at Evolution.
Mm-hmm.
Kari says that she's not done with Shayna, and when asked why they got involved, Dakota says that she simply doesn't like Shayna and she has a history with her.
Boom! I don't like the bitch. That's why.
Io hugged Kari and says that's her best friend, so that's why she helped, and they won a match against the Three Horsewomen.
Can we just get into Dakota with the best reason I have ever heard? Because I don't like her. Like, let's not be flowery. Let's not talk about it's not right that she. No, I don't like the bitch. I don't like her. I don't like her. That's some shit I would say. Also, if you're on the Twitter, you may have heard that one of these people has hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Yes, unfortunately, that would be Kari Sane.
And I'm just saying I would have kept that to myself. Because it wasn't like the WWE found out. She tweeted it herself. And I would have left that to me and my doctor. And apparently it's just like a skin rash. But it sounds awful. And it sounds like how the hell you get hand, foot, and mouth. Like, the hell is you doing that you got hand, foot, and mouth disease? Like, I don't need that judgment on my spirit. So I'd have just kept that right to me and my doctor. Just had to wrestle in long sleeve for a few days. Like, no. Ew.
Gear change.
Right?
EC3, he defeated Marcel Barthel with the TKO. EC3 then gets on the microphone. He addresses the Undisputed Era. He tells him they didn't finish the job of taking him out, and he will allow them to lick their wounds after War Games, but he is focused on Bobby Fish. He's coming for Bobby Fish's head, his knees, and everything in between for attacking him with the chair. EC3 says that he's vindictive and undisputedly the top 1%. Earlier this week, Candice LeRae, she was interviewed at the Performance Center about her new attitude and if it has anything to do with Johnny. She just completely ignores them.
She thinks she Renee. Don't ask me about my husband. Damn it.
We had another Black Girl Magic match between Mia Yim versus Vanessa Bourne. Mia counters a right hand into an armbar, but Bourne makes the ropes quickly. Bourne pulls Mia into the turnbuckle. Mia hops over the turnbuckle and slaps on the tarantula. We get a series of kicks capped off by a drop kick from Mia. We get the Yakuza kick in the corner, and Mia hits Soul Food, and Mia Yim is your winner. The War Raiders are dealing with slight injuries from their match at War Games. Somewhere backstage, Tommaso Ciampa and Goldie are back there. He says that he proved that he is the greatest sports entertainer of all time and that he returns to NXT next week and he expects everyone to pay attention. Main event time, house match time. Keith Lee versus Lars Sullivan. Lee sidestepped Lars, who charges into the ring post. Keith Lee fires off shots and gets a 2 count on a crossbody, and then they exchange more shots. We get some clubbering from Lars, but he runs into the pounce. Keith Lee follows up with a corkscrew plancha to the outside. Keith Lee slides Lars back in the ring for a 2 count. Keith Lee then misses a middle rope moonsault, and that leads to Lars hitting a freak accident, and Lars Sullivan is your winner.
Mm.
And that was this week's NXT.
That sounds like it was also better than Raw.
Uh, yes, it was.
Huh.
The main event was really good, especially watching Keith Lee at whatever poundage she is do a corkscrew punch to the outside.
That's great. Oh, to the outside. That's good.
Yes, and whatever poundage he is well north of 290 pounds.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, he's like he's kind of like a little bit taller Samoa Joe as far as like build.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he's taller, which means he can hold a little bit more weight than Samoa Joe can. So yeah, he's pretty crazy.
Cool.
So I don't know. Probably I don't even know if they had a show over the holiday weekend. But have you been having your eye on Impact tonight?
Uh,
Oh, it's only Wednesday. I forgot.
yeah, we're a day early, so no. I'll try to remember because nothing else that I watch comes on Thursdays. So I'll try to remember that way I can give you like a quick highlight of whatever they got going on over there.
Thank you,
But you
madam.
know, but you know I can't deal with crazy looking people, and Sue Young is out there messing with me, so it might, yeah, I don't know.
You have to just imagine her as the picture without the makeup on.
They don't even look like the same person though. So it's so hard to act like, oh, well, that ain't Soo Young. That's really just Sally. They don't look nothing alike. Like
uh,
that could be anybody under that surgery, under that makeup. That's what happens when you read things. I just read an article about Braun Strowman's surgery, and then I said surgery instead of makeup. But the point is, her makeup scares me. Ooh, this day in history.
what
I
we
don't know
got?
why I'm. Let's see. There's a lot of stuff in the 30s, but none of us are that old. So
We
let's
haven't
keep going.
we haven't done this in a while.
I know. In 1973, Billy Graham beat Ken Patera by DQ. Oh, in 74, Dusty Rhodes beat Cowboy Bill Watts to win the Florida title. Some things happened in 77, but I don't care. In 78, Harley Race beat Jack Briscoe to retain the NWA title. The next year, he had a double countout on Manny Fernandez to retain said title. Um, Jesus, a lot of things happened, but it was all back in the 80s. I don't know these people. Ooh, the Rock and Roll Express did something in 85. There was Starcade Atlanta in 85. In 86, ooh, a Guerrero fought Bill Dundee. This was a very active day in wrestling. Because I'm still
Yeah,
not even at the 90s. My God.
because back in the day, the calendar used to work where Thanksgiving used to be like that last Thursday in the month.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, am I even at the 90s? Oh, interestingly enough, all of this ends in 93. But in 1993, uh, do we know who Prince Karis is? Or Carice?
French
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, but he TKO'd Tim Horner. And then the Rock and Roll Express, no NC Moondogs, Rex and Spot. I don't know what that means. No count out, maybe.
No
I don't know.
contest.
Well, oh, non contact. There you go. Ron and Don Harris beat the Heavenly Bodies, who I have heard of, in a gang fight match. And then also Two Cold Scorpio and Marcus Alexander Bagwell, and I know those people, defeated Tex Slazenger and Shanghai Pierce. WCW TV champion Lord Steven Regal defeated Paul Roma. WCW US champion Dustin Rhodes defeated Paul Orndorff. Sting and Brian Pillman defeated WCW TV champion Lord Regal and Steve Austin. Ric Flair defeated Harley Race, who substituted for an injured WCW World Champion Vader, and the WCW International World Champion Rick Rude defeated Ricky Steamboat. So 93 was the year.
Good stuff.
I think they just stopped because how you go from 75 to 93? Nothing happened after 93.
Well, then that's when they started running. See, that used to be like Starcade. A lot of that was Starcade. Then they started. Then
Yeah.
they moved it to December.
No, that makes sense, but I don't know how you go from like 17 highlights for 2 decades and nothing.
Well, because Vince doesn't do anything on Thanksgiving. They've
I
never.
mean, I know, but I'm just saying like nothing random runoff happened this day in history for
Uh,
2 decades.
yeah, probably not.
I don't believe in it.
You don't
By
believe
coincidence, by coincidence, one or two things should have happened in the last 20 years.
in. Just anything and
Just
anything.
any old thing, just a little bit of something, a random, a random title change, a this and a that.
I got you.
Yeah, a lot. You're right though. A lot of things were happening this last little bit in November.
Yeah. So,
See, I'm correct because I looked at the day before in wrestling history, and there are things in '93, and there are things in '94, and there are things in '99, and there are things in 2005. That's what I thought.
what happened in '99 and 2005?
In '99 and 2005 in Philadelphia, the ECW World TV champ Rob Van Dam defeated Uganda, aka Kamala, too. The Sandman defeated Raven, who I do remember, and the ECW champion Mike Awesome defeated Just Incredible, who I also remember.
Yeah, just incredible
Ooh,
was the shit.
even more interesting, in 2005, they had a Survivor Series. Triple H defeated Ric Flair in a last man standing match. John Cena was the WWE champion and he defeated Kurt Angle. Trish Stratus with Mickey James defeated Melina with Joey Mercury and Johnny Nitro to retain the women's title. Then Team SmackDown defeated Team Raw. And then Booker T defeated that man who we can't talk about. The Canadian one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
yeah, it's such a difficult thing to process when that dude was one of my all-time favorites. Like,
He's so great. And it makes everything awkward because you can't talk about this. But it feels disrespectful if you talk about him like he wasn't great, but then he also did this really terrible thing.
right,
So it's weird. Oh, it's
very weird,
weird. And
very,
his son is walking around with the same damn face, and that's weird too.
very weird,
That man looks exactly like him, and that's fucking odd.
very weird. So,
Question.
yes,
If your father murdered, not necessarily your mother, but just murdered some bodies, and people found out about it when you were a young person, then you grew up, and you realize you look exactly like your father, would you get plastic surgery to look less like the person who did those horrible things?
no, I wouldn't personally.
You wouldn't?
No.
I think I would. Like not a nose job because you ain't taking no chisel. Do you know you still gotta use? They gotta use a chisel to break your nose.
Yeah,
All,
I can
all
imagine
of
that.
the advances in technology, and you still gotta just put a hammer and chisel to the bones of my face. No, the lie detector said that's not happening. But I feel like if my mom, everybody say I look like that woman. So like, let's say she was just like fuck everything and kill people. And then I look just like her. I don't know if I do like a brow lift or like cheek implant, something that I don't look so much. I don't know. Maybe I'm lying, but he looks just like that man, and it's creepy. It's so weird. But then it's not because that's your dad. But it is because it's awkward. Anyway.
At this point, I'm gonna turn it over to you for your shout outs and thank yous.
Oh, shout out to Jade because duh. Also, Jade was on TV. Jade to the Max was on what the FYI channel
Yeah, the
for them.
DIY channel.
The DIY channel. Being fancy, flipping houses,
First time
being the I,
flipper
being
is
the
the name
icon
of the
that
show.
she is.
Yes.
First time flipper. So shout out to her. Shout out to all the ladies of the glow. Everybody in particular. Shout out to what does she go by on Twitter? Is her name J Christine? She's my K-pop boo. Every time I decide I like somebody in K-pop, I gotta run them through her to be like, he's not problematic, right? Like anytime you get into something new, you want to make sure that they're okay. So her name is X Jade Triller. Shout out to her. Who else? Anybody else? Shout out to Parcheesi. I think that's. Oh, shout out to Mel. Mel always gets shout outs. So yeah, that's it.
Man, I had a birthday over this holiday,
She
so
did. This is one of the few times she hasn't done Melly Girl. I'm sad she didn't come back
yeah. So
to shake a tail feather and things. I
happy
miss
birthday to
her,
me.
and I miss her hugs. But yeah, happy birthday, Mel.
All right, I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Didi Jonet. Give a shout out to Greg. Also give a shout out to Sam out there in the world doing his things, helping people this holiday season in his Grinch-like manner that only he can. Give a shout out to What Sleep Though, who was at SmackDown on Tuesday. Hope you had a lot of fun. So shout out to everybody who was in the WrassleCast, SmackDown Matters, all the live tweets, everybody who listened to the show this past week. So we appreciate it like always. So um, nothing from New Japan to report as of yet. We're still in the World Tag League, so we're coming towards the end of that in December. And then it'll be time for Wrestle Kingdom, and we'll have some cool stuff going on there. So they're going to have an NXT takeover for the UK show in January. So people who are watching that, they're going to have payoff on those storylines in January. So that should be pretty cool. See what that presentation is like. And other than that, for my SmackDown Matters correspondent, Miss Didi Jonet, for the WrassleCast broadcast journalist, Magnum Prime, I'm your host, Don Delarente. Please stay tuned for the parting promo. Thank you, Miss Didi.
Of course, friend, of course.
So, yay, now I get to go not edit this, but get to put out the new Not So Newlyweds. Yeah, I
Oh
just
yeah,
got,
because you have an extra day.
yep, I just got to put the buffer in front of this thing. This like shouldn't take but like 10, 15 minutes.
Cool.
Yeah, life of a CEO person. Classic got a new job, he told me.
Oh,
Said,
nice.
yeah, he said this is like the first full week. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, he said things are going well. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you asking for Christmas?
What am I asking for?
Yeah, what's the big item on your list?
Well, I bought the 23andMe for myself, for myself.
Okay.
I told my friend I wanted. I bought. I had her. She told me she already bought it. I told her to give me makeup, but it's from like a black-owned company, so I feel like, oh, support my people, yeah. So, and then I bought some on Cyber Monday because it was like they sold the makeup at Ulta, but if you bought it from their personal website, it was 20% off.
Oh yeah,
So,
that's cool.
like, of course, I'm going with 20% off. Duh,
Yeah.
clearly. So at this point, all I need is money. Because I want to get contacts. So I have glasses, and my doctor actually told me glasses would be better for me, but I'm clumsy. So like now my glasses are like a little bent and they're crooked. So you ever see like them crazy librarian people with
Hmm?
the glasses tilted to the right? Like that's what I
Yeah.
look like right now. I don't want to do all that. I want contacts. I want to be able to be. I want to see things without like these glasses. They mess up my peripheral vision. I can't. Who behind me? Who right? Like, why are you standing right there? Like, I need to be able to see. So these glasses is getting in the way. So I need money so I can just like go to Costco and get the contacts.
I got you.
Um, what else do I need? Uh, oh no, yeah, money, cause bras and bras cost money.
Yeah, they do.
Cause one of my friends he actually gave me like a gift certificate and he thought he was doing something because he gave me $75 and he was like, "What's this gonna get you?" I was like, bra."
A single one.
A bra. And he was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah."
That's to
But
relate it to like, hey, that's like our shoes.
yeah, like legit one. And so he was like, "What?" And so I bought two. And I told him, I was like, "I bought two bras. Thank you for giving me the 70." He gave me $75. I was like, "Thank you for giving me the $75. I still had to pay $30." He was like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah. That's why I told you I wanted a bra." That's the whole point. He was like, "My God." I was like, "Yeah, shit is no game." So yeah, I just need money. I take whatever anybody give me though. If you want to give me liquor, you want to give me alcohol, if you want to like, you want to buy me a cute little mug, I'm down for all of that. But yeah, I'm not picky. I'll take it and be happy with whatever anybody gets me, because the fact that I got it is like, oh, that's lit. You got me something.
Right. That's thought that counts, of
It's
course.
the thought that counts. Like I need to know you've been thinking. Like don't buy me a cat toy when you know I don't got any pets at all and I only kind of barely have a dog. I haven't seen my cat in months. I think they called the pound on him. I'm so annoyed. If I see one four-legged creature up around here, I am going to riot. Because I ain't seen shit all them years he been hanging at that front door. All of a sudden he disappeared. I better not see nothing. Or I'm going to go find a cat. I'm going to move it. Because they were all over the neighborhood. So I just might have to like pull one of the calico ones from 22nd Street. Like,
Oh God.
you going to have to be up here, my darling. Apparently he had fleas though.
Oh word.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was just like, okay, we can go get him frontline though. Like like, fleas die eventually. You wash them, you just put the whatever. I don't know how you get rid of fleas. But apparently she got rid of them because she said the fleas like bit her children. I was like, oh no, that's awful. But
Yeah.
we don't have rats though, so like that's better,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
Like, cause I'll deal with the flea any day over a damn rat. But we can just get frontline and we don't have to deal with none of it. It's like
Win-win for everybody.
win win win. What am I gonna say? Win win win. It's not a thing. So yeah, we'll see. I really want the cat to come back, but so far so good on creatures and things.
Okay. Well, that's good.
What you
And
want for Christmas?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it.
What you want? Socks,
Yeah, there you go.
t-shirts.
I told my mom just buy me some like polo 3-button shirts or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have anything that I like want this year. Like last
Yeah.
year, you could ask me that, I knew exactly what I wanted. But this year, I don't have anything. So
Oh, actually, I do want another fucking Fitbit. Them things break on me so bad. Maybe I need to get an Apple Watch.
yeah, I was about to say you probably better off getting like the watch because it's probably more durable.
I mean, the Fitbit was a watch, but it just did not last. One broke, so my brother bought me another one. I bought my mother one, and then she stopped using hers. So then I took her old one and I bought her a new one. I need to see if she uses her new one, because if she don't use that one, I'll take that shit back too. Like, like, fuck all that. Like, if you're not gonna use it, I'll take it. Because what I got her was, it's one you can put it in a bracelet or you can put it as a necklace. So it looks very like fashion and not like I have on a exercise tracker. So it's like
Nice.
it has the ability to be cute. So
Right. Right. Well, Miss Diddy, have a good evening and a good
mm,
weekend.
same to you, friend.
Thank you. And I'll talk to you next week.
Okay.
Next Thursday will be good, regular time, regular.
Okay. Thursday's good for me too.
All right. Be good.
Of course. Not.
Bye.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Uh, so now go downstairs. Take Taz out again. What time is it? 11:46. Yeah. Him out again. Download. What's the name? Should put that bumper in front of it. Yeah. Upstairs. Pack. Oh. Four. Oh man, we got fucking mollywop. Jesus Christ, that was awful. Couldn't hear shit. Guy couldn't miss. No, they hit like 15 threes. It's warm here, man. Super cold outside, I guess.